Hello, happy crafters. We're a little bit late this evening. Can I say I was out at the ball game? Ha, kidding. But, do you like the new hat? I'm thinking it's kind of cute. Anyway, tonight I have, since we are so late, I have, and your patience and attention is probably slow at this point, unless of course you're watching me tomorrow because you missed me because I was late. Anyway, we have a quick little card for you today with a lot of product that's already on the last chance, which means it's discounted. So that is great. So some of the stuff that we have that's discounted are, for instance, these embellishments. They are called traditional sparkling sequins, and I have to say I absolutely love them for a number of reasons. They add dimension, but not a lot of bulk to your cards. They're sparkly as all get out. Let's see if I can show off. I know you can see them through there, but even, where's my camera? No, that doesn't work well. You're just going to have to settle for the sparkle from the package. I just think they're amazing. Was never really a fan of sequins, but I am a fan of these. I am. I have bought many, and I will have stock for years to come because that's just what I do. Anyway, so that's one of the items on Last Chance. I think this embossing folder has moved on to there as well. This is the traditional Wreath 3D embossing folder, so it's really quite pronounced when you emboss your paper, depending how, if you pre-spray it a little bit. I don't. I know some people recommend it, that you just give it a mist of water and then run it through the embosser, and then you'll get more of a dimension there. I did not. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm also using the Ornamental Christmas, but I'm using the die set and just this greeting here, wishing you peace and joy. But in the die set that comes with it, and let's see if I can get my pieces stuck back on the magnet here. I'm really using the circle, which pretty much means you can use any circle that you have. The size of the circle is not that critical. It's just this one here is, let's have a look at this. Of course, if I put this the right way, it would be helpful. Yeah, so this one is maybe 2 3/4. It could be a bit smaller, could be a bit bigger, so it's not that critical. It's just that I knew I had a die in this set and I was using the stamp set, and so that just worked for me. So just a minute here, I dropped something on the floor. So okay, so I'm using that, and that was Ornamental Christmas, the dies from the Ornamental Christmas. And I'm using the Traditions of Christmas 12 by 12 paper. This paper, I believe, is also on the Last Chance. It's beautiful. It has gold running through it on one side, through the pattern. So I don't know if you can catch, there you can, see down at the poinsettia here, you can catch the gold. And so there's 2 sheets of each. And in the dies that come with the Traditions of Christmas, there are dies to cut out some of the images on this paper. This is my absolute favorite in this set. They could make a whole paper pack of this and I'd buy it. But then on the reverse side, it's just plain designer series paper in some of the different colors, including Secret Sea, which is fast becoming a favorite for many. So anyhow, that is on the Last Chance as well. So the quick card that we're going to make today is this one. Whoops. Simple, pretty, not a heck of a lot of effort. This has to be embossed. This is cut, but if you had a punch, that would work. I used this die. Where did I use this die from? I think it was from either Mixed Labels. I think it was from Mixed Labels. Oh dear. I used the top of the ornament, came out of the Ornamental Christmas, and as I said, I used the circle there. The only thing about this die is that it's stitched, so I kind of took a shine to that, and that's why I used that die here. But again, I mean, you don't even need a die. You can just cut a straight piece of paper. It really has nothing to do with it. And if you like the stitching effect, you can always just use a black pen and create a stitching effect around there. Or for that matter, if you had little holes or you wanted to try stitching it, you could do a number of things. And then I just added some embellishments on there. So this should be a nice quick card for this late hour of the night. So let's go down to the work table and have a look. All right. Again, I'm going to try and get it to a point where that light is not reflecting as much. And there we go. You know, I had taken out some of the stuff on my desk here. There we go. I was trying to get my blends and they're behind here in a case. Anyhow, okay, so the first thing we need is our typical 8.5 by 5.5 piece of paper folded in half. That gives us our A2 card base. I like a white frame around my card, so I will always trim this to be 5.25 by 4, and that just gets glued down. So let's just go ahead and glue that down. You know what I should bring here, and I don't have it, is a tape runner. That would just be so wonderful, but I don't have one, so here we go. That's foam tape. That's foam tape. Oh my goodness. I brought everything but the tape. All right, here we go. I'm just going to use some tear tape and just go around the edge here to create this card. So it's been embossed with the wreath, so I embossed it first. I used the full 5.5 by 4.25 and then trimmed it down because it's just easy to cut your paper. And then also when you're embossing it, sometimes it shrinks a bit, so just the design itself sort of pulls in some of the paper. So we're just going to pull off the backing. Honestly, this is a nice, quick and easy card, and I think it still has a nice effect. So we're going to put that down on the front. Yeah, it'd be helpful to have the card front on the front, wouldn't you say? All right, there we go. Now, I also made the ornament, which I cut out of that Traditions of Christmas paper. I have my ornament here, and again, I'm just going to lay this down flat. And there's the circle in the wreath from the embossing. So I'm just going to fill up that embossing circle, or the unembossed circle. The rest has the image on it of this of the wreath. So we're just going to grab the circle, and you can decide how you want it. I'm going to make sure it looks like my flowers are going up. I'm just going to pop that in the middle. There we go, we're halfway there. Woohoo! Okay, here is going to be the most difficult part. And the reason I say it's going to be the most difficult part is because I chose to use a die cut. You see the stitching that's there? Well, that means I have to get it right. So here's my stamp, and I'm going to ink that baby up with my gold ink, which, by the way, is a pigment ink, so it's going to take a couple of minutes extra to dry. It's not going to be instantaneous. And so we don't want to smear it either. So here we go. All right, head might be in the camera, not sure. Looking right over my die cut. And at some point you have to just commit and go. I'm not going to rock it because I don't want any gold edges from the stamp. Hopefully I didn't rock it. I'm going to press it down here. And woohoo! All right, we're good to go. Oops, sorry if you hear that dog. That is my dog downstairs talking to us. Oh, and there goes the other dog. We've got just a chorus here. My son was expecting a delivery, and you know, Amazon, they are out and about. All right, so I have put some dimensionals on this top. That should be the top, the ornamental top, and I've cut that out of gold paper, so I'm just going to lay that on top. I'm going to just let that sit for an extra minute. I'm going to use a glue dot to put my twine, bow twine is what I was going to say, thinking that my head's thinking bow tie, but I'm thinking my bow made of twine. See how that can get all mixed up, and I'm just going to roll that up again a bit because that was rather a large glue dot, and I'm just going to pop that in the center on top there. All right, now I'm going to go for it with this. Hopefully it's dry. I'm just going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back here. I'm going to use 4. 3 wouldn't have been enough. I think 4 will do nicely. Could go 5 if you wanted one in the center, but I think we're good with 4. And I'm just going to pop that across the middle of my ornament. Maybe a little bit down. Okay, I'm being anal. I don't know. Just using a square here just to make sure that I'm straight. I don't want to touch that just in case the gold smears. And then all I seriously have left to do is to add on my gold sequins. Now I've got 2 sizes here. So I'm going to take the big one. Oh dear, losing my voice tonight. Come on. Where am I going to put the big one? High or low? Let's go high. So you're always wanting to use an odd number of embellishments. I generally focus on 3, and you're just sort of triangulating, bringing your eyes in a triangular fashion across your picture. Depending, you can use 5, and sometimes if you clunk them up, that might be considered one clunk, and then, you know, another group over here and so on. But I don't want to put it so it's like in a triangle like that, but I want to spread it out a bit so it looks a little bit random, not too exact on your triangular shape. And there you have it. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Is that not a quick and easy but effective card? I hope you like it. That was the quick one for today. Late but quick. See, even if you're tired, you could do this. Anyway, if you need any help with the supplies, or if you want to know more about it, I will be loading these up on my Myra's Crafting Playground on my Stampin' Up website. So it will have the supplies listed there. Thanks, and have a great night. Hope you enjoyed the card.